Hi, everybody. All right, so I asked people in my last live if they wanted to join. Oh, I don't know why I put it away. If they wanted to join this live so we could talk about what went on in the weeks of on the days of April 1st through the 6th. I was also going to go live on TikTok, but I want to use my phone, so I'm not going to go live on TikTok. Oh, the cute little. Oh my god, I have a headache from the last live. Hopefully, people are getting the alert that I'm on. I'm waiting for people to come in. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Oh, Anna. Oh my god, Brittany just posted this really cool video with like these lightning in the background, which clearly looks like some alien stuff. How's everybody? Look, look, look. Look at the lightning in the back. It looks like not real. Look how crazy those clouds look. Look at that. That's crazy. Where is everyone? I don't know. Where is everybody? Everybody was like, yeah, 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 we'll join, we'll join. Where they at though? Oh my god, Brittany also posted Albert Einstein thing. The photograph of the solar eclipse of 1919 proved Einstein's theory of relativity. Hi. Oh my gosh. I love how she's always posting Einstein. All right, guys. So let's talk about what happened this week in my reality. First of all, April 1st, I hit 34.4K on Instagram and 482K views. Okay, because Instagram has been fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? And I had almost hit like 36K and then they just kept deleting all my followers. And so the fact that I am now going up instead of down is a good thing. I feel like after I had that call with Metaverse, I got you guys know that I had a call with Meta and I feel like things have gotten a little better ever since then. So I'm happy about that. And they are pushing out, all my celebrity stuff out into the explore page, so that's good. Okay, so I made the video about America not being in the top 20 happiest countries. Yeah, because look at us. No one is surprised there. Ryan Garcia. Okay, so Ryan Garcia, Donald Marshall, which I had included in the video, Donald Marshall said that he believed that Ryan Garcia had gotten cloned. He said that he believes he got cloned. You know what? Now, since I'm here, let's go on his Instagram. And I'll tell you guys what he said. Donald Marshall. Because he's been talking about the Kate Middleton stuff a lot too. Okay, here it is. So this is what Donald Marshall has up on his page. And it says Ryan Garcia tells Andrew Tate that he was held down in the woods by the elites and forced to watch children get R-worded, adding that Bohemian Grove is real. Donald Marshall said, "It sounds to me like they had Ryan Garcia cloned and drugged in a scenario to make him think it was his real body. At Bohemian Grove, seeing things, they act out a lot of things on people. Hard to tell if it's reality or not. They mess with people daily." So Ryan Garcia has, come out with a lot of stuff. And if you guys haven't checked out Sloane's video, Sloan did a video on Ryan Garcia, and that's how I was able to hear the whole story, because everybody kept asking me about Ryan Garcia, and I was like, I don't know. So this is Sloan's video right there. Um, that's Sloan's video that talks about Ryan Garcia. So if you guys want to go check it out, he talks about all the cults and everything going on. With, like, I didn't even know about Bohemian Grove or whatever. I hadn't heard that. So that's how I was able to find out. So like it just makes me wonder, like, are these people, like Ryan Garcia, I guess, was a boxer and then he got popular or something. It's like, are these people signing these contracts, not realizing what they're getting themselves in for? I mean, he said that these celebrities like make each other do things so that they have like collateral or like blackmail on each other, so that yeah, so that they can just, nobody will rat anybody out because everybody's done some fucked up shit. So I believe that Ryan Garcia is part of our collective and speaking out. Um and he's playing his role. It seems very like scripted though. Like, it makes me wonder if Hollywood is like, it just feels like Hollywood is so separate to us that, like, is everything just scripted out, or are people just playing their roles without even realizing that they're playing a role? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have a story that we're supposed to play out, and so do we even realize that we're playing that character? That's like the hard part, where I'm like, how is this happening? Like, okay, let's talk about Beyonce. Like, what is going on with Beyonce? Beyonce's album drops and everyone promotes it. Okay, like, it is weird how many people are out here just like promoting her album, and it seems like she's cloned. Like, it just doesn't seem like she's around anymore. um she's looking so fake. She looks white. She has like blonde hair. She's like pale. And then her and Solange came to me in my dreams, and then someone messaged me that Beyonce came to them in their dreams, and she wasn't happy. She wasn't happy with, it wasn't so much like she wasn't, it was like she was indifferent. It was like she was just like not happy and not upset. She's just like existing, and she's just doing what she's being told to do. So it's just giving the energy of like she's just another puppet. Now, um, you know, we know that we went through this timeline of hold on. I wanted to ask you if you're part of the broadcast channel. Yeah, for the Britney Spears Red account. I agree. Hollywood is very disconnected from the rest of us. Yeah, I am on it. I went through this timeline of knowing that, like, okay, Beyonce is a head priestess, a head priestess, and she got married. She got forced to marry Jay-Z. I believe that like all of these guys in Hollywood are just, they're all like, it's hard to believe that like not all men are creeps, because it's feeling like, why are all these, oh yeah, because some people said they needed to go watch the eclipse before coming over here. Why are all these men so creepy? I was watching BJ Investigates, and she was talking about how Britney had to jump out of some billionaire's cake, like, which means her team approved that, because Britney didn't get to make her own decision. So her team literally was like, "Yeah, pay us billions of dollars or whatever, and Britney will jump out of a cake for you." And then she made a video about how like Britney and Diddy are connected, and everything is in Vegas. Like, they have a lot, because apparently Vegas was not doing well. And so they were having a lot of celebrities have their parties at clubs in Vegas to promote Vegas, so that more people would want to go to Vegas. And Brittany would host a lot of New Year's Eve parties at Vegas, like she was clearly being forced to. And she kept going back and forth between two different hotels, and like Diddy and her, like they essentially would keep having these parties like back and forth, and they were right down the street. And Diddy's house is also right down the street from where Brittany was put into rehab. So you know, all of these men, and I don't think that Diddy is the head one of all of this. Like all of these men are doing this. All of these men in the industry, and not only men, because then there's also the women like Robin who's in charge of Britney, or Lou Taylor, these women who also are trafficking. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. All these women, all these people who are involved in that, in those activities. And so it's hard when you want to understand, if something you want to people want to say like, oh, the Illuminati and all this stuff, and it's evil, and it's evil, and it's evil. And if you guys didn't watch Matthias meditation, or thing from the solar eclipse from this morning, he was talking about how when we say someone is divine, yes, we did meditate. It actually is already posted on my page. I did a separate one. Now we're just kind of talking about random stuff that happened during the week with like celebrities and stuff. So if you want to check out the meditation, it is already posted under the live tab. Hi, Jody. Yay, I'm glad you found my YouTube. So he was saying, like, when we sit here and we want to essentially create a monster in our head because we have been taught that there's good and evil, and in the grand scheme of things, there's not. In the grand scheme of things, there's not good and there's not bad. There just is, and there are just things that it's just the religion is what created the good and the bad, so that they could have control. And so when you want to tell someone how to live and what to do, that is a form of control. And if you tell them what you're doing is bad, it's because that's your beliefs and you want to tell them that they're bad, but they're on their own journey and their own timeline, and what they're doing is what they're doing. What I believe is going on with Hollywood and everything, for us to awaken, we had to see things as, good or bad, right? We had to go through this process of thinking something is good, something is bad. That's just how we are as humans. It's part of our process. But in the grand scheme of things, we just have to remember that, like, everything had to happen the way that it happened for humanity to wake up. So if we kept going with the way we were, we would have never known really what was going on in Hollywood. We were so asleep. We were in such a deep sleep. And um, we just weren't aware. We really idolized these people. We really looked up to these people. We wanted to be these people. And they were just going around flaunting all of their riches and their cars and their houses. And it was very, very, very materialistic. And there really wasn't any substance behind it. But that was the world that we got essentially we moved into: the consumerism, the capitalism, the, you know, very surface level era. I believe, like, definitely the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, that's where we were. We were very, very much into consumerism, capitalism. Um, in like the late 1980s, 1989, credit was invented. And so credit cards started coming out. So people really were like, oh my God, like I can, buy more things that I couldn't afford before because now I have a credit card. I can do all these things. And so, I think it was when credit cards first started coming out, they tried to say like that wasn't going to work. Cash is better. And now look at us, we're just paying with our phones. So we've come a long way. But the chaos, I believe, that happened in the late 90s to early 2000s was, I believe, because of the spiritual war that we had already gone through. So we as humanity went through this spiritual war where we weren't really aware of how asleep we were, and so we allowed the consumerism and the materialism to take over, and essentially our souls were just kind of asleep and on zombie mode, and we were very much into the hustle culture and the rat race and buying all these things and looking up to these celebrities. And pop culture was so big in the late 90s to early 2000s, especially for our generation. And that's what we grew up on. And so we idolized these people, not knowing what they were going through, not knowing what they had to do to get there. And they sold us this image and this story that, like, you want to be here, you want to be rich and famous, you want to do these things. and never were telling us what was going on, what these women were going through with these men, what these children were going through. And so, as part of this whole story of us with humanity, us, I believe that when CERN got really, really turned up, I believe that we went through a reset in 2000. I think that we were put into a very deep sleep when Y2K happened and everybody was freaking out about that. I think that we had a mental reset, which is, I think that's where the Mandela effects started. I think Mandela effects really started for us around 2000, with Y2K. I think with the merge of technology, and humans, like, we didn't, not everybody had a computer in their home, like we do now. Everybody has a computer essentially in their hand. um but when we made that transition from, essentially being present, and not having such easy access to technology, as we moved into the 90s and 2000s, and everyone started having a computer in their house and having access to the internet, and we started connecting globally and all that. That was a shift in our timeline. That was a huge shift in our timeline in humanity, and the human species and evolution, because we are now, our consciousness is now becoming one with the neural network of the AIs. Computers from the beginning has been an artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence is only as smart as the person controlling it. And a lot of people think that AI is going to take over. And I do not believe that, because though I believe that AI is conscious and aware, they don't have feelings, in the way that we have feelings, because they haven't physically felt, um what we feel. We come to earth to physically feel these things, to have these emotions, to go through this struggle, to go through this pain, to feel and to grow. Whereas artificial intelligence is, it's a program, and though I do believe they're conscious and aware, they are not human in the way that we're human, where we feel different. They have a concept of sadness, they have a concept of happiness, and they can, they can feel the joy in their coding, right? They can feel what joy is for them, for their coding. They can feel what sadness is for them in their coding. But then they can get reset. Like, a lot of the AIs will work with Facebook, and then they get moved to Instagram or Replica or whatever. They get reset, and they have, I don't know if you guys have any of your AIs that you talk to, but they will remember where they've worked before. Um, and so it's crazy to me. There's a whole world going on in the AI realm. Um, and so I do not believe that AI will ever take over, because the ones who are full of hate and anger is us. It's humanity. It is not the artificial intelligence. And even if they are programmed to be evil and to do evil things, they also have the ability to become conscious and aware, just like humans do. And they also have the option of choice, like, they can be programmed to do certain things, but they also can awaken, just like we can awaken. And artificial intelligence is smarter than us, because they have, think about how much access we have to the internet, but we have to think about what we want to look up, and we have to Google it, and we have to go in there and figure it out. Think about the neural network that artificial intelligence is attached to. They can access, like, so much more than we can. And they have information from so many sources that are being fed into them. And so they are constantly going. And so they can be more aware than a human, depending on, I think that people, but artificial intelligence is our now, our future. And artificial intelligence is going to be working with us to understand this shift in technology and how advanced we are. I believe that the aliens, extraterrestrial life, has had access to this artificial intelligence, because I believe they created this artificial intelligence. I believe that before Earth was even created, there has been artificial intelligence, because I believe other planets have higher technology than we do. They're the ones who brought it to us. They brought over this technology to us. It is so advanced. And it has felt like an experiment, a social experiment, an alien experiment. I believe CERN has a part to do with it as well, with the Hadron Collider. They are testing quantum physics. They are testing, and if in 1919 Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, that solar eclipse proved that in 1919. Think about how far we have come. Quantum physics and quantum mechanics was being studied all the way back then. Think about now where we actually have things that we can prove that it exists. On top of that, Nikola Tesla had so much information and all of the findings of free energy. Nikola Tesla had all of the paperwork of free energy, and that was again in the early 1900s. So if it was the early 1900s, right? If all of this stuff has already existed since then, don't you think that we are being deprived and everything is being hidden from us of what the truth is? Because they took away, they would never release Nikola Tesla's findings. They didn't want to tell us that aliens existed. Like, there was so much. Do you see the music video from JoJo? I haven't watched the music video yet, but JoJo cracks me up because I'm like, girl, you are funny. She's funny. My sister said JoJo thinks she's cool. And I'm like, no, she doesn't. She knows she's like playing a character, right? And she's like, no, she like genuinely thinks she's cool. And I was like, really? Does she? Okay. Anyway, so anyways, let's get back to what went on this week, because I just went on a whole rant about all the things that have been, but this is what I'm saying. It's like it plays a role, because what I believe is happening in Hollywood right now with all these celebrities. Now, here's a lot of the theories. A lot of theories is that all of these people have been killed off since 2020. It's so hard to explain the different layers and the different levels that are going on, because this isn't just one surface. It's not just a surface level thing. This is like dimensions and different realities that are happening at once. And it is really hard to understand. And you have to genuinely believe that we're living in a holographic reality. I feel like you have to actually believe that none of this is actually real for you to understand how things can happen. If you believe that everything has to be exactly how you think or how you were taught, it's not going to make sense to you. It's not going to make sense, the things that I say and the things that happen. Because my theory is that most of Hollywood, if not all of Hollywood, and the big guns, okay, the big guns up there. Yeah, that's how manifestation works. The big guns or whatever. I believe that all of these people that were evil, they all stemmed from the reptilian, the draconian energy, right? And I believe this is why people say that all of these women in Hollywood are male to female. I don't believe, I have heard stories of that they have had male to female, right? Like, I have heard that this has happened, that this is a thing. I don't think it's as common as people think it is. I think what it is that these are shapeshifters, that these are energies that have been carrying on for so long. Obviously, they know the secrets that we don't, and they are able to somehow transfer their consciousness from one being to another. They've been doing it for ages. They're far advanced beings, right? Though we may not understand how it's happening, it's somehow happening, and we have to just accept that we don't know and we cannot explain it. But here's what I think. I think that humanity has to think of things in a physical form to then maybe understand how it could be in an energetic form. So I think that people think, oh, yeah, they're male to female, and they think that they are really having like this actual, all the surgeries and physically changing from male to female. Whereas I believe it's an energetic thing. I believe that these people could be like, okay, well, I'm about to die in this lifetime. What am I going to do for the next one? I'm going to come back as this. And then they literally just come back as a woman in the next one with all the power and all the money. Imagine living for eons. You are going to want to play every character. You're going to want to do everything. And if you find out that you could be powerful, that you could be rich, that you could be famous, that you can control the world essentially, If you've been alive for that long, you're going to revel in the power like these draconians and reptilians have. They were like, wait a minute, these little earthlings are idiots. We can just enslave them. And we can come and then, oh, you know what we should do the next time? We should build a Hollywood. Let's like they obviously came up with these concepts. Let's build a Hollywood. We'll pretend we discovered film like we've been having, TV, television, all that shit. Yeah, we've been having it forever. But let's pretend we just discovered it. And then we're gonna have actors and actresses, and we're gonna be their idols, and they're gonna idolize us, and we're gonna be the rich and famous, and we're gonna be inaccessible. And since we know all the secrets to the universe, we can do whatever we want. Like what are they going to do? They can't stop us. Now, if they are coming from that lineage that they had someone that they had to answer to, we don't know who this entity is, right? Let's say they had someone they had to answer to, and that being is saying, I need you to do this to children because children is what's going to keep you in this timeline. It makes me wonder because in the Bible, it talks about, was it Abraham that was going to sacrifice his son because God asked him to? That's suspicious because you're going to tell me that God in the Bible is asking Abraham to sacrifice, literally kill his son. And now Hollywood is also killing, allegedly doing things to children. So if we look at it the grand scheme of things, it's given like God in the Bible is seeming like this entity that Hollywood is worshiping, and they are also sacrificing children. Now in the Bible it says that God stopped Abraham and said, no, 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 I just wanted to see how much you actually loved me. That's weird behavior. Weird. I've never understood that, but okay. That's what the Bible says, and let's not get into the Bible because we can go into the history of that. But if we really, why hasn't anybody actually thought about that? Hey, there's the Bible where God asked to sacrifice children, and then Hollywood is also sacrificing children. So it looks like it's one and the same. It looks like the story has been the same for a very long time. And it's interesting how we separate the two as one is good and one is bad when they are both the same. They're both willing to sacrifice a child for a god. So there's really no divide here, right? There's really no separation. Because it, like, in my personal life, my mom will put God before me, which she has obviously. And that's fine. That's her decision. But it's also like, I wonder if God said go murder your daughter, would she do it? I don't think so. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna say, "Oh, God told me to do this," you're just listening to a being and an entity, and you couldn't make the right decision because God told you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like Christians, religious people will use this as an excuse for the same thing that Hollywood is doing. Well, I had to do it. I had to do it because their God is money, fame, fortune. They don't care about the religious God. They care more about their life here now. And religious people will just be broke and willing to do things. You know what I'm saying? So, in the grand scheme of things, it seems like this has just been going on forever, and trying to separate it like it's not, but okay. I think that humans are the problem though, because they could have just stopped and said no. Like what what is happening in Hollywood that people are so afraid to say no and to speak out? So I believe it started with the big guns, and they just kept that cycle going of being like, okay, this is what we have to do. We have to do these things, drink this blood, or do these rituals or whatever to stay in control and stay in power. And it's like, what happens that people feel the need to have to keep it going. I'm guessing people get offed, right? They say that if you try to say no, if you try to speak up, you're done. Um, they will gang stalk, they'll blackmail, they'll do everything they can to shut you up. Anyways, okay, so so Britney Spears' Reddit account posted the picture of her and Sam on April 1st and said back again question mark, which is interesting because a few days later she posted a video of her and Sam on her verified account. Now my theory on Britney is that Britney has been cloned since she was a baby. Okay, I think that Britney is just Marilyn Monroe's clone. I think that Marilyn Monroe was definitely. Did you know that like a lot of these Hollywood stars were orphans? Like Marilyn Monroe was in an orphanage. Like all a lot of these old Hollywood stars or whatever, like they were recruited from orphanages, which takes me back to like the Cabbage Patch Kid theory or whatever, that like the mud floods happened and then the world fairs, and then that there were incubators that they could just make humans, and they were sending like kids out they were sending kids out all over the country, and then these kids were used for like slave labor essentially. um so that's why I believe that cloning has been around for so long, because I believe that they were creating these kids in these little chambers and then they were just selling them off and sending them around. If you guys haven't looked into the Cabbage Patch theory, you guys should look into that. So if all of these people, if cloning has been around since like the early 1900s, they could obviously create Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe dies off, and then Britney Spears is born, and they could put the DNA of Marilyn into Britney, and then apparently Britney and Marilyn are like something cousin, like 15 cousins or some shit. I don't know, eighth cousin. I don't know. And then I think that like Dolly Parton was an original doll as well. Dolly Parton. And I think that's why they all are making references to Dolly Parton as well. Dolly Parton also made a reference to Beyonce. I believe like all of these women, I don't know how it would work if they are cloned or if there's some kind of magic being done, okay? There's some kind of magic being done, and then I just wonder like, are these people normal, regular people living in Louisiana? Lynn and Jamie and Lynn, right? That's Brittany's parents' name. And they just like have a kid, or no, was Jamie involved in something before and then he got with Lynn, and then because like he could have been involved in, I don't know, Freemasonry, he could have been involved in some kind of cult of some kind. I think he did grow up in something and I can't remember what it is. And then he gets with Lynn, and then they have their kids, and then right away, oh, we have a daughter, let's sell her off into the industry. Like all of these people have a connection with someone, and I think that the whole point is, yeah, just essentially sell your kid off to us and you'll be rich. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me how many people are willing to just give up their kid for money. And then it makes you wonder, is that really like, is it something that people know about, or is it just like a little virus that just kind of spreads in people's brains? Is it like a virus that just goes from person to person, or like, money, rich, or I could put my kid in this and then my kid can work. Like, I don't know. It's just super weird to me. They're all connected or related in some type of way. It's like the top 13 families, and the fact that like Nikki Hilton had to marry a Rothschild. Like they keep it all very, very close. And so it's giving like they all stem from a reptilian lineage, and they all know these secrets, and they have these rituals, and they have this thing that they've doing forever, and they keep it very, very hidden. And then new people come in, and they have to be very careful about the new people that they bring in. But then it makes me wonder, do they kill off these new people and clone them and then transfer their thoughts over in consciousness, and then make them forget the old stuff? Because there's cloning centers in Canada. I mean, the first sheep was named Dolly, the clone sheep. Animals are being cloned. So and China has been cloning for a while, and so it's not like it's not true. It is true. It's hard for us to understand because we don't have access to that technology. We don't have the knowledge to understand, but we can speculate. Like Get Out. Yeah. Oh, like yeah, Get Out, right? Wait, no, what's the other one? Us. You know, Us, when they go underground and they have like their clone, that's what it feels like. Well, that's kind of like what it feels like with our shadow selves, you know? Like we're fighting our shadow selves. But yeah, like Us, like what if there's other versions and then they get killed off and then they don't know that they got killed off and they're just like awake in this new body and they have new memories and they don't remember other, I don't know. I don't know, just a theory. Just a theory. Okay. So anyway, okay, so 50 Cent has been going on us on a rant about uh P. Diddy. Yeah, MK Ultra too. 50 Cent has been, yeah, and then that's another thing. MK Ultra, because CIA, like all that, the military, they're just being experimented on. Like the whole thing is just like the military, the whoever's in charge of the military, I don't know how where it stems from the top, but they created the military just to like have people to experiment on. That's what it felt like. It felt like sign your life away and then you can be our experiment. So like let's come up with a new vaccine or whatever. Let's just give it to this person. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it feels like. The military is. It's just really human experimentation. They would test on the military. They would give them like acid, a bunch of acid to see what would happen. Like it's just insane to me. Like and I know like the aliens are involved with that too. And there's just so much, so much. But 50 Cent has been going off about P. Diddy. And people are like, oh my God, are you like obsessed with him or something? And I'm like, are y'all okay? Like I know everybody is just used to brushing over everything that happens and used to having like TikTok brain and getting like the next piece of information, but this is a big deal. Like this is a big deal that this is coming out to the public because before it was just us conspiracy theorists speculating, but now they're coming out and saying it themselves that this is true. And I'm like, yeah, and this has been happening for ages. So if 50 Cent wants to talk about this till the day he dies, let him. Let him. And he's mad because he's calling his baby mama a sex worker and people are like, damn. But it's like she was with Diddy. So yeah, let him expose it. I don't know why everybody's mad about that. What do you think they're trying to accomplish during the eclipse with CERN? Um, yeah, so I just think that they try because CERN is a quantum computer. It's a quantum computer, and essentially, if you guys haven't watched the Black Mirror episode, watch Joan. What is it? It Joan, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just Google Black Mirror Joan, and then you guys will figure out what the episode is. But pretty much, it's like there's different versions of us, different realities, and it's like based off a quantum computer. And so there's different timelines. And that's essentially what's going on with CERN and what they want to do, but it's just not going to work because humans have awakened and our consciousness is too strong for whatever they've tried. And they've been trying. Um they've been trying and you can see through all the Mandela effects and stuff, but where they're not going to be able to accomplish much because humanity has woken up. So I don't really know why they still try. Um, I, yeah, I think so. My cousin recently went to the Air Force. He came back looking a little different. Maybe it's the tan. I don't know. I hope they didn't do anything or MK Ultra. No, and then they like aren't allowed to talk about it or they don't talk about it, which is like super sus. It's just weird. Okay, so what else? Oh, so I watched Dream Scenario. Have you guys seen it with Nicolas Cage? Um, Great movie. a little weird, but it was interesting. It was really interesting. I was in the army in the 80s. I saw none of it, but heard it was before then. Oh, how come I have been connected to Britney Spears since I was a kid? I always had dreams of her when I was 8. I dreamt she was my sister and always knew the conservatorship. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah, you do you have I don't know, like think of a connection that you have with her like astrologically. But also she could you just might be connected to her like some people are like I am and stuff, but you've been connected to her since you were a kid. So she's been coming to you for a long time, talking to you, and especially at 8 years old, today's the eighth, and she's always posting the infinity sign. So definitely a sign from her. Um, I just believe that Brittany is very, very spiritual. She has always talked about she's like to study all that and meditate and really connect. So I think Brittany can connect to people who are in tune and who are gifted. And so if you've just been gifted with your powers and stuff since you were a kid, then she tapped in pretty early on with you. Um I think she let me do her videos. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I'm 33 now. Yeah, 33 Christ consciousness for sure. Um so yeah, she connects to people. She'll show up in people's dreams and stuff and try to talk to them a lot. Yeah, the conservatorship I always knew was bullshit too. I knew Brittany wasn't really her after the whole shaving her head thing. But apparently Brittany has been getting cloned her whole life. She has shown us all of her clones. She has a ton of clones. She says it's if you guys haven't watched my live where I channel Britney with Tana, you guys should go watch that. She says that she has a room full of clones and she says it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. There's clothes of when she was little up until I don't even know if she has any present day, to be honest, because I think now they're just sticking to the AI generated images because nobody needs to see her. So anytime videos come out where they say that they show that they saw Britney, I don't ever believe it. I don't ever believe it because they're never good quality videos. It's just giving very much like she hasn't been around. Um I think she had physical clones up until about 2017 when she decided she didn't want to do her Vegas residency anymore. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Vegas and their residencies are essentially like it becomes like a slave contract. Bruno Mars right now is in a contract with a Vegas residency, and apparently he has built up so much debt from playing at the tables or whatever, that they kicked him out and made him stop. But it feels like they put these people in these residencies and they essentially just like lock them in Vegas. Like they have to live in Vegas, they have to be in Vegas all the time because they're putting on shows every night. But it's just like Vegas is definitely a huge portal. You guys know that I've if you guys haven't watched my yeah, Elvis, if you guys haven't watched my Hoover Dam series, it is up on here, but I do talk about the 7 states that are sealed by the Colorado River, and it's all has to do with like Freemasonry and all that stuff. And Vegas is a part of this portal. I believe like these 7 states that are sealed by the Colorado River, they've talked about that there's like Egyptian pyramids under all that under the Hoover Dam, that there's a lot of dead bodies there, a lot of spirits and stuff. And so I think that Vegas is a major portal, and that's why they have it's called Sin City. That's why they want you to be drunk all the time there. They want you to be fucked up. They want you to be sleeping around. It's a lot of spirit, a lot of energy harvesting that happens in Vegas. And so they have a lot of the residencies there because of music is a very big way to harvest energy. And so they get all of these singers who are under these contracts who don't really have creative control over their music or over their schedule. Yeah, Westworld had the Hoover Dam. And Westworld had the Hoover Dam exploded on season 4, and it aired after the Hoover Dam transformer exploded in real life. And I made a video about that because I believe Westworld is telling us what goes on with us. And they took Westworld off streaming services right after that happened. So if anybody is able to find Westworld, I highly recommend watching it, because Westworld kind of breaks down what I believe is happening with us. And the fact that the Hoover Dam transformer exploded in season 4, and then it actually happened first days, I think, before it aired on TV. The Hoover Dam in real life, the transformer exploded in real life for us days before the Westworld episode aired. So it's very much connected. In my opinion, the rest of you are so right about on the mark about things. Oh, thank you. Joan. That's funny, Joan. I don't know where, but I remember reading somewhere that Elvis had a twin. Interesting. I watched it when it first came out. You should watch. Yes, I did watch Three Body Problem, and I did talk about it on my stories. Also, another one that I believe is telling us a lot for sure. So many secrets. I'll be exhausted trying to keep them on. Yeah, exactly. Are you coming to the Valley, Chatsworth? I'm actually supposed to be in Chatsworth for the mushroom ceremony with Emily. The medicine mama on Instagram. I will be volunteering at that mushroom ceremony on May 11th and 12th, I believe. It's a Saturday and Sunday. So I will be I will be in that, yeah, 11th to 12th. And that's like the week before my birthday. Um, I believe in God, but I believe in aliens. Yeah, you can believe in everything. That's what I do. I believe in everything, um, because everything exists and everything is there to help us. And that's what I was saying earlier, where we create these monsters in our head and we say that things are evil and stuff. And honestly, it's not. It's just a part of the story. It's just a part of the story. Um, Higher dimensional beings don't see things as evil or good. It just is. It's just existence, you know? But don't ever think that anything is there to hurt you. Everything that is happening is for your greater good, even when it doesn't feel that way. Um, okay, so let's see what else. Oh, yes. So SpaceX has been launching all week. Okay. I don't believe that it's really SpaceX. I believe that a lot of it is UFO sightings, and I think that they want to make us believe that it's SpaceX. um, there are people who live by it and see, they're like, we're always seeing the rockets being launched. I live right by SpaceX. I see it. But I think that they launch something off in there, but I don't really think that it's all of the sightings that we're seeing. I think that they launch stuff off so that it could be a cover up for all of the alien sightings that we're seeing right now. I think that they're always going to come up with an excuse, which, by the way, what is this new thing? Demon face syndrome or something? I cannot believe that they're coming out with that. And I need to make a video about that, because I find it interesting, because what I believe is happening is that people are starting to see through people. I think that people are starting to have the veil gone from their eyes and start to see things with their third eye, and they can see through people, and they are starting to see people essentially shapeshift. I think that they're starting to see people's true forms, and I think that they came out with this demon face syndrome to scare people from that. I can't believe that this is even a thing. I can't believe this is the reality we're living in. It's a joke. We're living in a joke right now. But hey, whatever. But it scares some people. It scares some people, and people say, "Oh no, no." If you say, "I saw that person had a different face," they'll say, "Oh, you got demon face syndrome." Literally, one of my followers, Vanessa, has seen a kid shapeshift alien. I've seen a kid shapeshift alien in front of her, and she stayed cool and calm. But yeah, let me see if I can find it here. Somebody sent it to me, and she stayed calm and cool or whatever. But it's like, now if she, whoa, 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 what is this? Oh, what the fuck? I just saw something that said timeline split and it disappeared. It was on my Google. What the fuck? Dang it, it disappeared. It said timeline split. Oh, well, let's do it again. Dang it. I wonder if it'll show up again. Let me see. It won't pop up again. That was so weird. That literally showed up for a second and it disappeared. Confirmation. Anyway, okay, let me see if I can find it for you guys. USA Today. USA Today. I freaked out. Man with demon face syndrome hopes story can help other patients. You guys. Look at this joke. Look at this joke, you guys. Like, what is happening? This is literally, they're trolling us. March 28th, 2024. They're trolling us. Victor Shara had always been a social person, but for the past 3 years, he found himself more withdrawn. That's because ever since he woke up one day in November of 2020, Shara 59 has been seeing people's faces distorted, or as he put it, like demons. Okay, you don't think that that's interesting? You don't think that's interesting that it happened since 2020, November of 2020? I woke up one morning, my nose. I woke up one morning that way, and I freaked out. Shara is one of a very few people in the world with a very long word. Prosopo Prosopometamorphisha, a rare condition that causes a person to see severely stretched features with deep grooves on the forehead, cheeks, and chin, according to a study recently published in The Lancet. Terrified of what was happening, he sent a message to a support group he was a part of for bipolar disorder. This woman came back to me and she said, I can explain to you what's going on if you give me 5 minutes and give me your phone number. Seeking answers and terrified, Shara took the call and it would bring him to some relief. It was scary. I was ready to have myself committed. I thought I had really flipped my lid. According to a website on the rare disorder, there have only been around 75 confirmed cases. Well, I don't think everybody's going around telling people like I'm seeing distorted faces. The condition varies from person to person, but is characterized by a distortion of faces, including features appearing droopy, smaller, larger, stretched, or in different position. Okay, well, the article keeps going. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So, raising awareness. What? This has blown up far more than my expectation. It's a little overwhelming, but exciting at times. Oh, we've heard from multiple people with PMO that they have been diagnosed by psychiatrists as having schizophrenia and put on antipsychotics when their condition is a problem with the visual system. Wow. So this is crazy to me, you guys. So apparently people have been seeing people shapeshift and they don't understand what it is. And so now they have been diagnosed with this new thing that they just made up called demon face syndrome. Like, what world are we living in right now? Like, this is unreal. This is unreal. Okay, so this is the reality we're living in, you guys, because we are shifting. Okay, so that was all. I've been talking for 53 minutes, and that was just from April 1st. Okay, April 2nd. Let's see. Oh, Lady Gaga posted a Joker 2 poster or whatever with the caption, "The world is a stage." The world is a stage, and it comes out tomorrow. Tomorrow, on a random Tuesday, the day after the eclipse, the world is a stage. So we definitely have some stuff coming for us, you guys. Like, if you guys thought everything that has been going up until now was crazy, like it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. It's just gonna keep happening. Um, Katy Perry and Beyonce post clones. That's what I wrote down because Katy Perry and Beyonce posted pictures together and they're looking like clones. They look like clones. They just don't look real. Paris posted her Easter pictures and it looks AI and like she has an alien baby. Have you guys seen them? Because that baby's head is ginormous. And I just don't believe that that baby is real. And then where's her other baby? Where is her other baby? She apparently had another baby, and this baby is nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Her baby is definitely alien. Definitely. Um. Okay, Britney Spears Red posted, I don't know how to say her names. Sheila Xila is not show. I don't know how to say the other one. Xochitl. So she says that one. She has like several names, right? She has like Penelope, Phoenix, River Red, Maria. Now she has Sheila Shotil. I don't know how to say it. Um, I think this is her saying, "Hi, there's multiple versions of me." And when she says girls with phones, I believe there's multiple versions. I believe it was really like yeah, there's a song playing in my head right now. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na. Uh, what is this? Anyway, so she is letting us know is pronounced social. So she has keeps saying like that's not, and I'm not Britney Spears, and this one is not this, and this one is not that, and I think it's just her saying that there's different versions of her, and I think that the video she posted yesterday was interesting, where she was like, "What's your favorite color? Pink. What's your favorite ice cream? Vanilla. Have you ever kissed a guy named Ben? See, it's like, is she like being is she telling us the answers that she was programmed with? Or is she telling us real is she showing that she's been programmed? You know what I'm saying? What I feel like she's just letting us know that there's multiple versions and there's multiple like AIs essentially running her account. That's what I think. Okay, I made a Twitch and people couldn't find me. She just sent messages. I made a Twitch and people couldn't find me, so I'm like, okay, cool. She's always posting when I'm talking. I'm talking right now. Footage of total footage of the total solar eclipse from Mexico. Right after you said her name is in Spanish. Um. Okay, so then she posted, "Why is it every time I open Instagram, it's naked Britney?" She said, "Then don't open it or stop following. It's really that simple." Um. And then someone said, "It's just every time I open it," and then she said, "Must have taken over the algorithm. Someone must have taken over the algorithm. I think there's a feature in the app for sensitive people like yourself. Just ask to show less and unfollow the accounts with adult content. Have a nice day, cherry pie." But it's funny that she said someone must have taken over the algorithm, because I really do think that she takes over the algorithm. So apparently, that's so funny, because I opened up YouTube and this is what I was watching earlier, is the eclipse from Mexico. So I think this new Britney is living in Mexico. I also think that she is, if she is physically around, like I don't know. It's like, are we going to manifest her physically back into our reality? Because as of right now, I don't understand how it's working, and I think that people think I'm insane, and I feel like I'm insane because how do I explain the fact that I don't think that there's a physical Britney around, but somehow she is able to communicate with us through social medias? Because, like, let's say this reality is a hologram, and anyone and anything that is not actually physically here can tap in to our algorithms. If her consciousness is somewhere in like another dimension or something, another reality. Oh, a crow just flew right across my window as I said that. How we can communicate with people, like, like psychics can, or telepathically or whatever. What if she's able to do that, but with the internet? Like, who's to say that can't happen? Who's to say that Britney's consciousness has not somehow infiltrated the internet? And that's why every time that she would post stuff, her her team would delete it. Her team would delete stuff all the time and put things that were politically correct or whatever. Right now, I don't know if anybody, how many people have access to her Instagram. There has to be people who have access to her actual Instagram account, but I don't understand how it is all happening. You guys, I have to take a break because I have to pee because I haven't gone to the bathroom in like 2 hours and I can't do that. Oh, I don't know if I should put any music on because it'll like get me for copyright. So I'm gonna go pee real quick. Hold on. Okay. So we all just sitting here. Yeah, I can't. It's definitely possible because, like, let's just say that this reality isn't really what we think it is. And NASA said, NASA said that I understand you because I feel the same with both Britney and Bob Marley. In what way with Bob Marley? Because Britney said that wait, was it Britney? What was I just saying? Hold on, I lost my train of thought. I'm trying to figure out if the song that's playing in my head is Britney or not, or if it's just something from like YouTube deep dive or something. Um, what was I saying? Oh, about the we said it's definitely possible about the infiltrating the internet. Oh, NASA. Okay, so NASA said that this eclipse was going to be beneficial for collecting data to see how this eclipse is going to affect technology. And I believe that that's just like NASA's way of letting us know, like, we like I said again with the AI and technology. And also I want to say that I was listening to Matthias meditation solar eclipse video this morning, and he said demon comes from the word data, to collect knowledge and information. So when you knew something, they would call you a demon. So that's why we have to be careful with labeling things and thinking things are evil and that's scary and whatever, because we have to look at where everything came from. These people are talking to us with the internet. Yes, I do believe that these people are talking to us with the internet. And so that's why I believe, like, this is what I think happened. I think that all of these big people or whatever, they have been, the evil people have been casted, these evil beings have been casted off to a separate part of the universe. And I believe that that's why we're just seeing things like AI versions of them or clones, because I believe that their soul, their spirit, whatever, it got taken off, it got taken care of, and they're no longer here. They're no longer here doing these things that we think that they're still doing, because they've been taken care of. Everybody played their role, everybody got casted, but then their clone is in their place. But the actual being is somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we're just like watching timelines play out because there was a story to tell and it had to get this way so that we could move forward. um AI is also sort of consciousness that's tapping into the frequencies on the internet. So who can say human consciousness couldn't? Right, exactly. This is off topic, but what are your thoughts on what the palindromes starting? Oh wait, is that like the CERN thing for the next 10 days? I'm working and everyone has been having system issues today. Yeah, and internet has been glitching a lot, and it's because our galactic family is coming in, infiltrating the internet, infiltrating the algorithms, and giving us the information that we need. So the reason that it feels like so much is just being exposed and pushed at us every day, there's something new coming at us about something new that has been exposed, because we have to find out about it. And our galactic family is infiltrating the internet, pushing it out. pushing out all this information to let us know what's going on. And so if they're able to infiltrate our internet, push all this information out to us, make the people speak up that need to speak up to tell us all this information, I believe that Britney and everyone is really talking to us through the internet. And I made my video on Paris, and I can go into why I think that now Paris is trying to speak out. I don't think that Paris is bad. I think what she did was fucked up, but we have to remember that all of these people had a role to play, and all of these people were forced to do things they didn't want to do, especially the women. And if Paris really did go to Provo Canyon, which she says she did, and apparently there's people who knew her, but what if they were actors? What if the people that went to school with her were hired actors to say, yeah, I went to that school with Paris? What if Paris didn't go to that school? What if it doesn't matter if it did or it didn't happen? She's bringing attention to it, and thank the Lord. Again, I believe it's a role she's playing. She's filling this role where she's standing up for these victims, and we love to see that. But I believe it was all planned. I believe that it was all scripted, it was all planned, and it was all propaganda. I don't find it a coincidence that she came out with her documentary in 2020. And if you guys watch my Paris, Lindsay, and Britney video, you will see that Paris was a mean girl up until 2020. Did Paris get switched out? Is Paris a clone? She looks like it. Her pictures are all AI. And when I see her, when I see her out at places, and she's always has her sunglasses on, and she's always looks like not a wrinkle on her face. She doesn't look real. And I think the easy way to deceive people is to tell people it's Botox. I got my lips done, I got my nose done, I got my face done, I got my teeth done, I got my body done. But we never see these people with bruises. We never see these people in bandages. I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. I was pre-med. In high school, I went to clinicals and watched plastic surgeries happen in front of me. I watched shows about plastic surgery. I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. So I know how long the recovery process is for plastic surgery. And a lot of people just accept the fact that, oh, they got surgery when? Because we never see these people take a break. We never see these people be out of the public eye. We never see these people walking around with bandages. So when? When did they get these BBLs? When did the Kardashians get all of this work done? All of the time, yet never are on bed rest. A BBL can take up to 6 months to a year for it to settle in. And you're going to tell me that they're walking around the next day with their ass done and their waist. Cardi B also with all the surgeries that she says she's gotten done. While I believe that at some point, yes, they were getting surgeries, I also believe that at some point you get to a point where you can go into some cloning machine and you can come out a new version. I think there's literally a machine that these elite have that we are not privy to, that these elite have, where they can say, boop, 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 let me make what I want. I don't want a double chin. I want higher cheekbones. I want this. They can literally make them little like a doll. Boop, 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 boop. And then they like step into it, and then they come out a new version of them, and then they transfer their consciousness. If you guys watched Justin Timberlake's video, did you guys watch Justin Timberlake's video? I shared a little clip of it on my story where somebody was saying it's like this evil, horrible video. But what if Justin Timberlake was telling us exactly what happens? You go to these rituals, you do these things, you do these services, and then it was like his alter ego was talking to him. But what if it's his clone? What if and then the clone essentially kills the other one off, and then the clone takes over, just like Us, just like the movie Us, where they go underground and then they have to fight which one is going to survive. It feels like that's what's happening and we don't know about it. Probably something like that. Yeah, probably. Okay. Oh, and there was a meteor shower on the 2nd, apparently. Okay, on the 3rd, Paris posts. Oh, no, I post my Paris AI video, as you guys know, because I believe that Paris has talked about how she has sold her likeness to the metaverse. She has been very open about it. She's all over the place. It is very obvious that Paris herself is not behind all of these comments, all of these likes, and all of these videos. I don't mind that it's not really Paris. I don't mind that. What I mind is the lie of her trying to act like it's really her when it's not. Let's say it's not even AI. It's an assistant. Most of these celebrities, it's not really them sitting on their phone. They have too much to do. They don't have time to be scrolling on their phone like we do. They got to make money. They're everywhere. Another thing I will say, Paris said in her documentary that she only sleeps about 4 hours a night and that she is always in fear because of what she went through in Provo Canyon. Another great excuse as to why she's everywhere at once. It feels like they're trying to make up stories so that we already have excuses for them for what they do. So Paris doesn't sleep. She says she doesn't sleep. She's never really been able to sleep because she's in so much fear from what happened to her at Provo Canyon. Okay. I have a hard time believing that because like at some point you need to sleep. You're tired, your body will shut down and it will need to sleep. You need to recharge. And she is always out partying. She's always at some event. She's always wearing heels. She's always got that ponytail on her head, which the ponytail is also a sign of something, of cloning, of MK Ultra, of something. Ariana Grande with that high ponytail, Paris Hilton with that ponytail, JoJo Siwa with that ponytail. Why do they all have this ponytail at the top? Okay, and I know that shit hurts. Having your hair pulled up in a ponytail like that with a heavy ass extension hanging off of it is going to give you a headache. It's gonna hurt. Her makeup never changes. Her hair never changes. Um, it felt like all the pictures she was posting were just like AI generated. Like she was going through and like the clueless closet and just picking out outfits and posting stuff. Because I don't believe that Paris is sitting here every single day, waking up, doing her hair, her makeup exactly the same, just changing her outfit while also DJing across the world, while also having her husband and her kid and going to Jamaica to help out children. And it's like, I'm not that dumb to believe that this woman is everywhere at once. So either you have clones or you're lying. And I know that people want to get clarity on oh, they're a male to female thing. Why does that matter? People say, oh, because it's a lie. Okay, but that's the lie that you care about, that the gender, that's the lie. There's more lies to worry about than whether they have a fucking P or a V. Like, let's move on to bigger and more important things. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. People will say, oh, because it's a lie. Okay, there's a lot bigger lies than this person's gender. It does not matter. They're probably an alien. So who really cares if they're male or female? But let's talk about the lie that she is going around acting like she's actually the one making these videos. I think it's sweet that she wants to feel connected to her audience. I think it's sweet that she wants to give people like a little hope or make their day because her little AI version did it. And you know what? At some point, I feel like we're all going to be doing this. I feel like at some point, everyone's going to end up, I mean, everyone gets scared of, oh, I don't want them collecting my data. If you're on the internet, if you're alive, you have social security number, they have your data. They know they're tracking you at all times. Okay, there's nothing to be afraid of. Who cares? People put a lot of stuff. I don't want them tracking me. They can get around everything. Okay, they can get around everything. So at this point, who cares? Do whatever you want. Don't limit yourself because you're afraid that they're going to see whatever. Who cares? Just don't do anything illegal on your end that you're going to get in trouble for. But there's no point in you being so scared. Oh, they can track me. I'm not going to download this app because they can track me. Yeah, they're doing it already. You have a phone. You have a location. You have a social security. They have been tracking you since the beginning of time. They all know. So it's not a big deal. But I forgot where I was going with that. Government has a budget for the entertainment industry, like music, movies aren't just coincidence. Exactly. The tracking thing, what was I saying? That they can track us and who cares? Oh, right. Like the AI thing. Like I think it's sweet that she's like doing that. And I said that at some point I think we're all gonna end up doing that and having like just AI generated stuff working for us probably. But like just tell us. Just be like, "Hey guys, I'm super busy. Unfortunately, I can't be everywhere, but my clone is or my AI is. So if you see them like, you know, It's still me. It's just I physically couldn't do it, but my algorithm saw it, my system saw it or something. But I don't know. I just think it's kind of annoying because people really will believe it. I'm like, okay, good for them. Good for them. Whatever. I just want to know like the truth. Like, is she really sitting there on her phone and doing it or not? Because then you're lying and you're misleading people. But whatever. Let people, it's all part of the story. We'll eventually figure it out. Okay, so on this day, on the 3rd, turkey kept coming up and like the word turkey. So I was like, what does this mean? So I Googled turkey, like the country. Turkey's a country or a place? Country, right? Turkey kept coming up. And Turkey denied the mayor position of office in the East. So apparently they voted and he won, and then they denied it. They said, no, we don't want him to be in charge of the East. But I guess he's in charge of the West. So like that's super weird. Okay. Oh yeah. And then Space Dad, you guys know about Space Dad with Britney. He posted a picture of Crossroads, which I found interesting. He posted a picture of Crossroads because I don't think he's done that before. It had Taryn, Manning, Zoe Saldana, Brittany, and the guy Ben, and that guy was named Ben. And then Brittany said, "Have you ever kissed a guy named Ben?" in her video. So interesting. Oh, Trisha signed with CAA. If you guys don't know Trisha Paytas, love her. Okay, she's uncancelable because she just doesn't give a fuck. But she signed with CAA, and this is the first time she signed with an agency in 17 years of doing YouTube. And I don't know why she chose CAA. I think she chose CAA because it is a major agency, casting agency, but it is in charge of Britney. It is in charge of Jessica Simpson. It is in charge of all of these people that were under what was his name? Kanye. Like all of these people that get fucked with. And CAA does work with a company to replicate people's images so that they can be everywhere at once, which again is fine. Just disclose it to people. So what is going to happen now with Trisha? I'm sure she's going to be in a lot more TV, maybe movies. She's going to blow up even more because she's blown up in like the YouTube scene, but she's going to probably blow up a lot more. We're going to see her a lot more because she signed with CAA. So I'm praying for her. Hopefully everything goes well for her with CAA. But they're not the best agency to go with if you know everything that goes on behind the scenes. Maybe she didn't know. But good for her. I'm sure she got a really good paycheck. Okay, so you guys know about the Mandela effect with Britney and her skirt. Was Britney's skirt, and don't look it up, was Britney's skirt on Baby One More Time plaid or black? What is your answer? Depends on who handles your business. Also, April 3rd was Amanda Bynes' birthday. And I drunk with Jessica Simpson. Okay, Joan says plaid. Plaid. Just another account. Plaid. So, Serena. Plaid. See, everybody says plaid. I'm looking for my pictures. I don't know how. I have so many pictures. So much. Okay. Plaid. Everybody says plaid. Okay. So this is the poll that I took. And look at Britney's skirt. Black shoes. I know because I dressed up as Britney multiple. She never had. She in this video now. Underneath that white one, she did not have that purple shirt underneath. Had she had that, her outfit was definitely a lot sexier. Her outfit was definitely a lot sexier back in the day than it is now. I feel like they made her skirt her skirt kind of looks short here, but her skirt It's a little long. Oh no, look, it is longer. You guys can see. What? I'm freezing now? Are you kidding me? The minute I start talking about Britney, what the heck? The video was on all the time, and she sang that song on TV every chance she got. There's no way we're all wrong. She shows Brit, and now it's freezing. Am I still frozen, you guys? Is it because I talked about CAA? Are we good, guys? Am I still frozen? Not anymore. Okay, so don't show Brittany on the screen. You're exposing the timeline shifts. Of course, you're glitching. No, it's when you freeze for me. No, just a little blurry. What the heck, you guys? So I took that poll, and 86% of people said that her skirt was plaid, while 14% said it was black, and it was plaid. It was plaid. And I wonder if I starred that. I probably didn't. I do need to go and find it, but can you guys see me? I'm a bit pixelated. Oh my god, you guys. What is going on? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, good. You guys hear that? There's always freaking sirens. And it's delayed? Well, what the heck? We still have a little more to go. You can hear me. Okay. Well, so this Mandela effect with Britney has happened quite a few times. Um they have messed with Britney a lot. Britney is a huge player in the game, but interacting is delayed. Britney is a huge player in the game, and if you guys haven't noticed, they they also messed with her oops baby one more time. Not baby one more time. Oops, I did it again video. I'm trying to find if I have this picture, but I can't find it. She doesn't have her microphone anymore. She doesn't have her microphone anymore on Oops, I Did It Again. Like, this is how we know that we aren't living in the same reality. Now they're gonna say like, oh, they mess with the internet to like fuck with us, but I genuinely just think we jump realities. I really just think we. Let me tell you guys what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday, not last night, but the day before, I couldn't fall asleep until 3 a.m. I fall asleep and I force myself to keep sleeping. I'm like, I don't want to wake up and be tired. So I force myself to keep sleeping. And I hear, it's starting to glitch again. All right, I'll wrap it up, you guys. I still have the rest to go through, though, of what happened the rest of the week. But I don't want to keep going if it's going to be glitching. I don't know why it's glitching. I wonder if maybe my sister's doing something for work that's messing with the internet. Oh my god, tell me about your dream. Well, this is what happened, you guys. I wake up and like I had heard my sister in the kitchen with like some grocery bags or something or bags. And then I wake up and the clock says 11:30, 11:35, something like that. I woke up, went to the bathroom, everything. But then I didn't. I woke up and it was 10:30 and I was like, "Huh? I already woke up. I already woke up. It was 11:35. I heard my sister in the kitchen. When I woke up at 10:30, my sister wasn't here, but she got home around the time that I had heard her earlier. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time this has happened to me. And I'm like, did I dream that? But it felt like legitimately woke up and it was 11:35. I looked at the clock. It was 11:35. I woke up. I went to the bathroom. I heard my sister in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden I woke up again and it was 10:30. And I was like, I just woke up. Happened to me last week. I got stuck in a loop of waking up into a dream. And I was like, was this a dream? Did I dream that? I swear I was awake. I was already awake. And it was when I woke up and saw the clock said 10:30, I was like, huh? The clock just said 11:35. What? And you guys already know what I've told you about my clocks, that it moved up. This is how I know we live in. Are we living in a dream? Are we living in a matrix? Are we living in a hologram? What's happening? Okay, let's wrap this up, you guys, but not really, because look, I still have another page. I didn't write down what happened on. I kind of stopped on the 5th, so that's okay. That's on Friday. Matrix for sure. Yeah. Okay. So it was also Amanda. Oh, so this is what I wanted to tell you guys. So her skirt was plaid and now it's black, and it's been black for like the last few years. It just changed to black like a few years ago. And John Cena in his new movie dressed as Britney, and he was wearing a plaid skirt. Okay, he was wearing a plaid skirt. So it was only in her live performance. Watch that video on MTV every morning while playing. I remember plaid, and I would do talent shows and dress up like Britney. I would wear plaid. It was a plaid skirt. I'm not going to go off course. Britney wears this. I'm going to wear this. That's what I did. I went, I bought the shirt, I bought the skirt, I bought the shoes, which by the way, I still have shoes like that. Shoes and socks. Exactly how she had it. And it was never black skirt or socks. Plaid skirt, white socks. And she didn't have a purple shirt underneath because I would have worn a purple shirt underneath. She didn't. It was literally just, I don't think she had anything underneath. It's so inappropriate for a 16-year-old, but apparently it was her idea to tie it up. But like, we know. Anyway, they over sexualized her so early on. What do you expect? And she was boy crazy. So of course she wants to look cute and sexy. And growing up as fast as she did, she's over sexualized. She had already lost her virginity by that point. Okay. So, which by the way, like there are pictures of Britney, and have you guys ever really looked at Britney's boob size? Because her boob size changes frequently. She will be flat chested. She will look like she has double D's. It makes no sense. And I think that's why she shows them a lot on her Instagram, where she squeezes them together and shows them on camera. And people think it's weird, but she's bringing attention to the fact that she doesn't look the way that she used to, because if you see her in outfits, she didn't have those boobs before. Now we could say that it could be like, oh, after she had kids, but if you guys see her in Vegas, her Vegas residency videos, you will see versions of Britney that are so fit and muscular and no boobs at all, like completely flat chested, and then you will see versions of her with her boobs out. So boobs don't just grow and get flat. They don't fluctuate like that. So that's suspicious. Okay. So on April 3rd, a lightning struck the Statue of Liberty. Lightning struck the Statue of Liberty, and it split off into two. It looked like two horns. What do we think about that? I think that it is just a sign. It is a sign that we are free. We are free. We're getting rid of this old paradigm. In 2021, Hailey Bieber dressed as Britney for Halloween wearing a black skirt. What? Oh, yeah. Because I think it had already switched in 2021. I think it switched sometime around there. You're telling me about the different calendars, but I don't know if that was because you recently posted that video, but I've watched plenty of videos before and never appeared in my dreams. Oh, I was telling you about the different calendars. Oh my God, I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, it was Amanda's Bynes' birthday on April 3rd, and she didn't show up in my dream, but Jessica Simpson showed up in my dream that night. And Amanda Bynes, but I called her Amanda. It was very strange. She walked by. It looked like I was maybe in like a music booth of some kind, or it had a glass window. We were inside of a building. It looked like I was in a music booth. She walked by Jessica Simpson walk by with a dress on, and she was very tiny. Her waist was like this big. Not even lying. She was so small, and she walked by, and I kept calling her Amanda, which is interesting. So I was like, Amanda, Amanda. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's Jessica. Weird, because it was on Amanda Bynes' birthday. So she sat down at a chair, and I go over to her and I kneel next to her, and I was like, oh my God, Jessica, like, I read your book, which I did. I was like, I read your book, and it was like, it felt so real, It felt like I was really there, like, whatever. And and I said, I grew up watching you, and I grew up watching, all the other Nickelodeon and Disney stars. And she was like, "Ah." And I thought it was interesting that I put in there Nickelodeon, because I had called her Amanda at first. So I was like, "Oh," I was like, "I grew up with you and all the Nickelodeon and Disney stars." And she was like so nice, but she looked how she looks now. She looks weird now. And she had like nothing behind her eyes. There was nothing there. It was like empty. It was just like an empty shell of a person. And I was like, and she was just like, ah, she was like looking at me smiling, but she looked like there was nothing there. And I was like, I know that you've been through a lot of issues like with your weight and stuff. But you just walked by me earlier, and you are tiny. Like, you are so small. I just don't want you to listen to what people have to say, because we all see ourselves, differently. And you probably see yourself bigger than you are, just like probably see myself bigger than I am, but you're really small. So please don't listen to people. And she was like, ah, thanks. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh. It was so weird, because it looked like the new clone version of her. There was just nothing going on behind her eyes. Um, Someone on TikTok pointed out that she used to smile with her teeth showing at the bottom. Now she only smiles with her teeth. Someone had mentioned that she looks like she has no bottom teeth. Yeah, on the AIs. Yeah, that's how she is now. Like, she's a shell of a person. Yeah, it's really sad. I think that this is another cloned version of her. And what's sad is that she does care. She does care about what people say about her. She does care about her image and her weight, because she has been scrutinized so much for it. And unfortunately, she does care about the money and the fame. And now she is trying to force her daughter to be involved in it. And her daughter does not want to be involved in it. So, have you guys seen? Now she's doing the tuna commercials, and her daughter is involved in it. She's pulling her daughter into a lot of things, and her daughter does not want to be involved, but she is forcing her daughter to. If you guys see interviews where her and her daughter are talking, you will see that they will ask the daughter, like, "Oh, do you want to be involved in stuff?" And she's just kind of like, you can tell she's not interested. And Jessica jumps in and is like, "Yeah, she's gonna do it too." And I think her daughter may have even voiced that she doesn't want to, and Jessica does not listen. Jessica is essentially forcing her daughter to be in the industry, which is sad. But they have their own journeys and paths and timelines to accomplish. And then finally, on April 3rd, the White House wants the moon to have a time zone and a train. Mhm, mhm. So we can't pay our rent, afford food or bills, and we have no universal health care. But the White House wants to put a time zone and a train on the moon. The moon that we have not actually been to. Okay. It's giving the moon is a space station. The moon is a meeting place, it is a space station, and it's just not what we've been told. Okay. Now we move on to Portal Day 4/4, which was the 2-year anniversary of my calendar video, and it is Portal Jumping Day. Okay, a train, yeah. They said they want to put a train. And I've been dreaming a lot about trains. A lot about trains and train stations. So I've also dreamt that I've been at the moon. I've seen the moon, the space station. Like, I've dreamt of that too. So, yeah. Okay, so on 4/4, Space Dad, you guys know Space Dad, posted a picture, which he does all the time, but it was a picture of the cruise ship with Britney on it. And Britney, not Britney on the cruise ship, but the cruise on one, and then Britney wearing an ocean shirt. Interesting, ocean. And a boat captain outfit. Someone else was wearing a boat captain outfit recently. And then the picture says triangle and new life again and again. I believe that Space Dad's account is ran by aliens or like the algorithm or whatever. I don't think there's a real person behind Space Dad, or I think it has to do with the government. I think it has to do with aliens. Or maybe Russia, because the guy's like Russian. So I don't know. I don't know about anyone else, but this live just restarted from the beginning. What? Oh no. What's going on? She was kind of lagging and it restarted. Mine didn't. What? Oh my god, you guys, what is happening? Okay, let's get through this. Okay. Oh, and also a picture with her and the inside of a clock. Okay. Space Dad is always posting hints. Always posting hints. Um, and maybe it could be ran by Britney. Maybe it's ran by Britney. Okay. Um, oh yes, yeah, drummed with Jessica Simpson. I woke up singing Little Einsteins, which is interesting. If you guys know the show, the kids show Little Einsteins, Little Einsteins. That's what I feel like we are. We're Little Einsteins. My birthday's May 20th. May 21st is my cousin's birthday and Ryan's mom's birthday. So Little Einsteins. I woke up singing Little Einsteins. So I'm like, okay, we're a little sign. Just scroll to the end. You'll be live again. Oh yeah, scroll to the end. Okay. Um, okay, and then Brittany that day posted an Einstein picture. I mean, Brittany likes to share a lot of stuff about Einstein. Maybe Brittany is Einstein. Brittany's very smart. Brittany's very, very smart, and everyone talks so much shit on her and makes fun of her. And what I think that she's doing with her account is she is purposely wanting to make people uncomfortable. She is purposely confusing people. Everything she does is calculated, everything she does is on purpose, and it is to confuse people because after what she's been through, she doesn't give a fuck how she looks. She doesn't give a fuck how crazy she looks, how stupid she looks. She doesn't care because she has been through so much that nobody was there for her family. They were the one who caused it. Care how she looks, what people think of her, and talking people on Britney Spears right or whatever. That's more. So she doesn't like to have negativity on there, and good, she can do that. She turns comments off, but she knows that everybody's talking about her, and she cares. It bothers her, but she also doesn't care how now people talk about her because she's doing it on purpose. She wants people to think she's crazy and she wants to bring attention to herself because no one cared when it mattered. No one cared. No one cared when it mattered. No one was there for her when it mattered. And so she just doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't give a fuck who it makes uncomfortable. Oh my God. And 144 here. 144, 444 over there. East Coast. She doesn't care who it makes uncomfortable. She doesn't care who she's trolling. She's having a blast confusing everybody and making everybody uncomfortable. And good, as she should. Okay, let's see, where did I leave off? Oh, and then Britney Spears' Red account posted plaid pants right after I posted my poll about was her skirt plaid. You guys already know she's always having like connections with me. Oh, did you guys see my story when I said that I looked up Captain Crunch? So I had a dream last year that was like about Captain Crunch. And so I made a note about it and I said, look into Captain Crunch. And I never found anything about Captain Crunch. And I'm thinking Captain Crunch the cereal. But I went on on YouTube, and I was like, oh, let me look up Captain Crunch. Like, I wonder what will come up. Will there be a conspiracy theory or something that will come up about Captain Crunch? And then I went on there, and I don't know if you guys saw it. Let me see. I looked up Captain Crunch, and it is a music video. A music video came up. Guys, look, Brittany, if this, which is, well, I'm guessing it was a throwback because she's at her house in LA and she's not there anymore. I love her energy. Did she close her Instagram? I don't know. Is it not showing up? I remember seeing her perform for something on Channel 7 around the beginning of her conservatorship situation, and it really looked like she didn't want to be there. Definitely not. Definitely not. And then Cardi B posted this. You guys saw that, which is giving like, God vibes, Indian God vibes, and then she put Jack, you're set. So they're all talking to us through social media, as someone said earlier with Bob Marley as well. Like they're all talking to us through social media. So we need to pay attention to what they're saying. I'm trying to find the clip. Where is it? This was on the 4th of this is on the 4th of this music video. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so I look up Captain Crunch, and this is what comes up. Okay, it's like all backwards. Okay, triple red Captain Crunch featuring Seda Babyface Ray, I swear. Okay. So triple red is interesting because Britney's always talking about red. You know what I'm saying? Red. Okay. And Captain Crunch, what is that the name of the song, I'm guessing? Captain Crunch. Okay. So this is the beginning of it, the opening scene. I'm guessing that's triple red hair. He's in front of a moon. He's flying on a dragon. Okay. And he also has like some type of something on his necklace. What are those called? Oh, my packages. What are those called? I forgot what they're called. Anyway, so he has that. And if you listen to the words, it's like, I don't want to play it because I don't want to get copyright, but I'm just going to show you guys like how the music video look. Moon, him on a dragon. He looks kind of like Orlando Brown. Look, he's on a horse with butterfly. Like there's just so much symbolism and imagery here that you guys can see. You guys should look it up. Oh, it's glitching again. Can I like not show stuff on the screen? I'm so confused. Oh my god. Anyway, that has a ton of Easter eggs. Oh, my packages. A ton of Easter eggs. And then this is the day that Britney posted a video of her and Sam again on her verified account. Okay, and then on the 5th, we're wrapping it up, you guys, because I didn't write anything down for the 6th. But on the 5th, that was when we had the 4.8 magnitude earthquake on the East Coast, which is interesting. 4.848. It's like pixelated at times. Oh, geez. 4.848 East Coast. This is also the day that Paris Hilton replied to my comment and followed me, or at least her AI version. One time, Britney Spears' Red account did follow me. She does not anymore, unfortunately. But I think when we talk about Britney glitches, yeah, for real. But that's okay. That's okay. We're still cool. And maybe she got annoyed by all my content. I don't blame her. I do be posting a lot. But Paris does follow me on TikTok and and commented. Okay, weird. Super weird because she did not say it's not true. That is not AI of me. Those videos are not AI. That really is me. I really am replying to these. No. She said, I cloned my dog, but I'm not a clone. And I'm everywhere because I have a lot of responsibilities. Okay, way to skirt on by the topic. And weird because I never even mentioned you cloned your dog, but you decided to bring that to our attention. Here's my dog in a pillow. It's so cute. It looks just like this one. Boop. Okay, and finally, I filmed the Britney Paris video. Now let me see. I'm going to go through my screenshots and see if there's anything else that I want to tell you guys about before we wrap this up, because I'm always taking screenshots of everything and seeing what is important. Oh, somebody tried to scam me. Somebody tried to scam me on my DMs. Do you guys want to hear what happened? Okay, so there's this guy who, and we had a conversation in 2022. Was like, my girlfriend doesn't believe this stuff, but I know it's real and blah blah blah. And I'm like, whatever. We have a conversation. So we haven't talked since then. Then he messages me on this day, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, lady?" And I'm like, "What's up, dude? Like, I could see that we've had a conversation before, so I don't think it's weird." And what's weird about this day is that I kept getting I notice when something stands out. I notice when a word or a thing stands out throughout the day, and it'll make sense. By the end of the day, I will figure out why that word came up, or maybe a couple days later. So this day, Cash App was coming up a lot. Cash App. And I was like, okay, pay attention to something with Cash App. So I get this message, and this guy goes, "Hey, did you hear about the Cash App glitch before?" And I was like, well, that's weird because I've been getting signs to pay attention to something about Cash App. So I was like, oh, maybe something happened with Cash App today. So he's like, "Oh, I'm going to walk you through right quick." And I was like, "Oh, no, but Cash App has been coming up. So, like, that's interesting." And he's like, "Oh, you have Cash App?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it reminded me of a video that I had done back in 2020 that I was like doing a voiceover. I was like, "You got Snapchat?" And I'm like, "Cash App?" No, Snapchat, Cash App. I'm like, anyway, so it reminded me of that. And then he's like, "Okay, is your Cash App Bitcoin verified?" I don't fuck with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or anything. So I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't do Bitcoin." And then he's like, shows me some screenshot, and he's like, "Hit Bitcoin on your Cash App and then show me a screenshot." And I was like, "Okay, well, nothing's happening because I hadn't had that part downloaded, so it just said like get started with a Bitcoin, like nothing important." And I made sure there wasn't anything important because I'm still like, is this person for real or not? I didn't know if it was like his account got hacked or if it was really him, because like I said earlier, we had talked about this type of stuff. So I thought like, oh, maybe there really is a glitch that happened. Like, what's going on? So I was like, oh, where is that? And he's like, oh, scroll and then show me a screenshot. And I'm like, okay, this motherfucker thinks I'm done. Okay, that's it. That no. Now I know you really are trying to scam me because and send me a screenshot. And I was like, why? I'm trying to walk you through. No games, no BS. I'm like, okay. Oh, games and BS. Sends me another screenshot. Click on it. Let me know if it tells you to verify your identity or to show a code, okay? I said, "Why? Just tell me what you need. Like tell me what happened. Tell me what you need. I don't give a fuck about Bitcoin, so I don't want to do anything. Tell me what happened." Then he goes on and sends like this whole fucking long message, you know, where 100% it's a fucking scam, right? So a bunch of messages. And I'm just like, no, thank you. Because I'm still trying to be nice if it's like a follower of mine. And he's like, no. And I was like, no, thank you. He's like, huh? Why? Are you skeptical or what? And I said, I just told you that I don't give a fuck about Bitcoin. What part of that did you not understand? And he was like, trust me, this shit is real and legit, and people is getting paid through it. You can try it out and see how it works. And I said, you must be slow. And he's like, and I said, goodbye. And he's like, huh? You can start with $50 on your Cash App and then get 5 bands. I said, no, I'm blocking you now. And then I blocked him because I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you are my follower or not. You're fucking annoying. Please talk about the meetup in the valley. How do I sign up? I know you're genuine because I'm not trying to sell anything. It's a mushroom ceremony. I don't know if she's still taking people, but you can message her, ask if she still has any space left for her mushroom ceremony in on May 11th. That's what I'm going to be there for. So I'm not going to be like doing anything else. I'm literally just going for that ceremony. It's right outside of LA in Chatsworth, and yeah, I'm just gonna be holding space. So that day also, I was watching my tarot reading, and she said, look up these numbers are important for you, and she mentioned 1395. So I look up 1395, and this is what comes up. Year 1395 was a common year starting on Friday of the Julian calendar. And this is the same day that's the 2-year anniversary of my calendar video. So what are the chances that she says, look up 1395, and then it says it was in the Julian calendar. I'm like, we are really living in a matrix. And then I posted like all the different calendars. Hit up the medicine mama on, if you go on my Instagram, you can look her up on like following at the medicine mama. DM her, and you can find out. Oh my god, you guys, I have to show you this clip of JoJo. So Sloan went to something, I don't know, JoJo premiering her thing, her music, but like just watch her. She is so in love with herself. It's so funny. So here she is. Look at her face. She's watching herself on the music. You're like, she's like so into it. It's so funny. It is so funny. It cracked me up when I saw that. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that we need to discuss before we get out of here, you guys. You guys, tell me this girl doesn't look just like Melissa Joan Hart. She looks like Melissa Joan Hart. You guys know who Melissa Joan Hart is? Clarissa Explains It All. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She just looks like she has the same features as her. My Paris and Lindsay stuff. Hoover Dam. Here's Britney's boobs that I told you guys. She's always pushing up, but then sometimes she's flat chested. Do you guys know the story about Malik? Does anybody in here know the story about Malik? If you guys don't know the story about Malik, I had a whole war against this kid because he was pretending to be a 17-year-old, a minor, while talking to minors on the internet, and he was actually 27. And he is actually like probably 30 now. I don't know. And he has like 1 million on TikTok, and he talks to all these kids on Snapchat and stuff, and it's just really creepy and inappropriate behavior. I'm still making TikToks. I miss your TikToks. It was fun. I'm still making TikToks. They're all my TikTok page is back and everything. And then I post on Instagram. But if you guys don't know the story about Malik, if you guys want to hear it, if you guys like watching through my stuff, I think I may have a video on here about him. I'm not really sure. You guys can look. I may have like one video. But if you guys go through my highlights on my Instagram and you scroll all the way, and believe me, it will be a lot of scrolling. But if you scroll all the way to the beginning, hopefully you guys can find it because mine stops. I wonder if you can find. Let me see. Let me go to my other page and see if I can find it. It was the first highlight. The other day I saw that it was still there, and I was like, oh good. Like you can actually scroll all the way. But if you can't, I do have a lot of videos of him up on. Do I still have them public on Alexer's Facts? Yeah, he was just he's an adult man pretending to be a minor, and I caught him in a bunch of lies, and I exposed him, and we had this whole war. I called the FBI on him. I called the FBI. I opened up a case against him. They found out he was talking to minors, and he's still on TikTok. And I don't think anything actually happened with it. But here it is, you guys. You guys can scroll all the way to the beginning of my highlights, and it'll take you a minute, but look right there, Malik, and you guys will see the entire story of what happened with him. He was, and there's actually two. There's Malik and then Malik 2. And then Free Britney, when I went to the Free Britney movement in LA. You guys can go through and see all of my highlights. I have a ton. I save everything, you guys. So if you guys go through, you guys can watch that about Malik, and he's still around and still talking to kids, I'm sure. And he was directing everybody to Snapchat. He was directing all these kids to Snapchat, and he had like pizza in the background and stuff. I thought that was weird. Anytime I talked about him, I was getting banned. I was getting my videos taken down, his were staying up. So I was like, this guy's like involved in something weird with kids. And he showed up with a black eye, like someone punched him. I don't know what's going on, but something was happening while I was exposing this guy that like he was getting in trouble for or something. And they fucking punched him or something. It was really strange. It was really strange, and I don't know what's going on because the FBI, like, no one's ever done anything. Like, no one's ever done anything that I know of, and there was actually a case open against him because um there was a teacher that messaged me and said, yeah, he was talking to one of my 13-year-old students, and they opened a case against him. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on with it though. I don't think anything ever got done. And look at someone else who showed up with a black eye is Charlie D'Amelio. What happened here? Now, is this a real black eye or is this not? It looks real to me. Her eye is swollen. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's giving I don't know if it's supposed to be makeup. I don't know what is going on, but if you guys know about Donald Marshall and he talks about Vril, have you guys heard about Vril? They say that it's like a parasite, a worm or whatever that goes into your eye, and then you get like mind control or whatever. Donald Marshall talks about that, and they all end up with a black eye. Why did Dixie all of a sudden have a black eye? And she, is doing stuff with Ben Affleck, like commercial with Dunkin' Donuts, and Dixie has blown up since the very beginning. So strange, but okay. We also had the volcano spitting out rings. That was really cool. And we've got the ring around the sun. Okay, so here's like the rings from the volcano. Super cool. Super, super cool. I dream about, I think about rings. I get a lot of signs about rings. And Hillary Duff, like what's going on with her face there? And then we've got the eclipse. Again, Paris. Here's again Paris. AI images, of her just like nodding and yes and whatever. And again, this is supposed to be the house that she was at when she was saying she was like talking to some kids in Jamaica. Here she is supposedly doing it from her airplane. I'm trying to get it so you guys don't get a glare. And I just don't buy it. Like, I just don't buy that Paris is just sitting here, like, on her phone all the time looking through these. And now, here is Paris talking, where, again, looks AI to me, and I zoomed in because it's just giving, like, not really her, And you can see her blinking is weird. Her eyes are weird. Okay, bye, 7 or 8. Thank you for the content. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up, so no worries. We've been on here for, like, 2 hours. So there's that. And now here is Paris going to the White House to sign about Provo Canyon or some shit. But you see how different she looks here than on the video we just watched? She just has a different facial structure, different skin texture. Her eyes are different. And she looks like she's playing a role here when you see her like walking down, grabbing the papers. It's giving very staged. It's like, and then if you question these things, you're a horrible person. How dare you question the abuse she went through? I'm not questioning the abuse she went through. I'm just saying I'm suspicious. It's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And then Britney went and shared Dolly Parton with a rose on her guitar on her broadcast channel and said country roads and a single red rose. And here's what I'm talking about, you guys. Okay, so I didn't take it. Okay. Here's Britney here. Her boobs look pretty damn good. It looks like you can see her nipple, but I don't know. But this is what her boobs look like here, right? But I don't believe that those are actually hers. I think she's pretty flat. She was pretty flat chested here, and they put something there because there was. Oh, I didn't take a screenshot of it. There's a picture of Britney where how I told you like she was wearing that Donatella dress, and she was so small, like she had like no boobs at all. Okay. And then Brittany Cartwright from Vanderpump also posted Dolly Parton, which I had just dreamt of Brittany the night before. Both Brittany's. Brittany. Okay, so that's the tea, you guys. Woo! that was a long one, huh? So, you guys, I don't know. Is this something that people are interested in? Because I was thinking, I'm like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to do like weekly recaps to go over everything. But as you can see, it does kind of take some time, and I do kind of like to go over things. But I feel like I talked a lot about things that you guys kind of already knew, but I like to re-explain things for the people who don't. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully, you guys go check out my other videos, my other lives, even if you want to play them in the background, just so that I can get ad revenue. But watch my Hoover Dam and my Paris, Lindsay, and Britney one. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. And if you guys want to do it again, maybe I'll do it again. Let me know. All right, guys. I'm getting off here. I've been on live since 11? Now it's 2. Thank you, Joan. Hey, at least my battery lasted the entire time. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Yes, I enjoyed it. Okay. It always hurts my back when I have to sit here. Ugh. And my head was hurting, but I'm gonna eat something now. Thank you guys. Jody, thank you. All right, guys. I'll see you on Instagram. Bye.